This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, so we have good number of participants over here. During any topic discussion, if anyone is having any question, please drop that question in our chat box. Once that topic is over, I'll take up all those questions and I'll address everything. GTS. What is these are three modules. We have one more module which I have not mentioned over here. That is ECR, Electronic Compliance Reporting. So what ECR is, we all know intra-stat reporting, right? So intra-stat reporting we also do in SAP GTS system, and that is supported by that module, Electronic Compliance Reporting. So overall, we have these four sub-modules of in SAP GTS. So this was the base for SAP GTS. If anyone is having any questions, they can put so that I can address.
Yes, Vidyanchal, this is legal control is exactly what it is. Is it required to take the legal experts advice, or it is just a what you said, legal licenses required for exports and imports? That is two parties, that is the vendors who is supply and who is receiving, the customer and the vendor. That kind of formalities are what exactly?
Exactly. So legal control means license. Legal control import means to import any goods, we need a license. So with the help of legal control import functionality, system will determine license automatically based on some parameters.
Similarly, okay. Is already set by the who is going to set that parameters?
We as a consultant, we need to understand.
So, but we need to have the legal expertise, right? We need to know the legal terminology, right?
Exactly.
Right? Correct.
Exactly.
Huh? Yeah. So if it's required, you need to take the legal expert's advice, and we have to set up the parameters. That is so the legal department will be there. That's yes, right.
So yeah, correct.
Great.
I can give one more point over here. I can add. So what you told that was perfectly correct. So when we will have discussion during requirement gathering, then we will discuss with business. So from business side also, they will be expert in international business, who are custom compliance manager or customs manager. They know all these processes, and they will tell us. Like we need to ask as a consultant, we need to ask. Okay, we are since we are going to implement legal control, that is license. So which licenses we need to implement? Might be they can say individual license or validated license or general license. So they will tell us. In case if they are not able to tell, let's say they also don't know, they're also new. So what we need to do is we need to go to a site of that particular country where we can see all the customs specific rules regulations. So there we will find that for this country, which licenses are required, and those licenses we need to create in SAP GTS system.
Great explanation, Vidyanchal. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think just so rather than asking questions, just listen the demo and we have a chart. Otherwise, we have a less margin of time, right? If each out of 10-20% ask the questions, means the throughout session is waste. So let's complete your demo, then we can see the questions and all.
Okay. So
Vidyanchal, only one question from my side. You are speaking about bonded warehouse. I hope bonded warehouse are used for sending the samples and testing materials, and that will not be completely useful for the normal business.
No, not exactly. When it comes to SAP GTS, so bonded warehouse is one of the greatest functionality, that if we are using bonded warehouse, then we can import goods from third country without paying any import duties and taxes. So let's say we are in Germany, we are importing something. Let me finish, please. So if we are importing something from third country, like let's say from India, we are importing, or from US, we are importing something to country Germany. So bonded warehouse will allow us to bring goods without paying any import duties and taxes, and it will allow us to say to store in some of the warehouse. That is called bonded warehouse. So that bonded warehouse will be owned by either government, that is customs authorities, or it can also be owned by us. So there is no terms condition. But we in this also only one terms condition is like we brought goods, we purchased goods, we imported goods without paying import duties and taxes. But what we are going to do with those goods? If we are using for your own purpose, like let's say you manufactured something or you sold out to your local customers that is within EU, then you have to pay import duties and taxes. But if we are re-exporting means you purchased, you imported, and you again you are sending back, you are selling to some other third country, then no need to pay any import duties and taxes. That is one way. But we have one more functionality that is called IPR, inward process relief. In inward process relief, we can import goods without paying any import duties and taxes. But in IPR, we will be most of the time we will be importing components that we will be using for manufacturing our finished goods, and we will have a limited time period, like let's say 1 month, 2 months, or 25 days, 20 days, whatever it is. Within those period, if you did not did not export, then you have to pay import duties plus tax plus interest on that import duty. But in bond warehouse, there is no any conditions. The only condition is if you are re-exporting, then no, we are not paying import duties. If you are locally selling, we need to pay import duties.
I agree, Vidyachal, but in such case, if it is a re-export, can't we, if it is within the European Union, can't we file a T1 transit procedure in SAP GTS if it is a re-export and then avoid the import duty?
Transit procedure is the prerequisite for transit procedure is prerequisite. Okay, so we need to use transit procedure. We need to specify T1 plus MRN number in our inbound delivery, through which that will create transit procedure, and we can bring goods into our storage location, in our warehouse.
Yeah, please request you all, please put your queries into the chat and don't disturb the flow of the presenter.
So that was, thank you so much, sir. So that was about GTS overview. Now let's discuss SAP GTS. So we understood what GTS is all about, but how to use? If we want to use SAP GTS, then what is needed? So generally we know that in SAP we have core modules, we have industry specific modules, and we can have SRM, and GTS is also one of them. So GTS, like this system, GTS is also a standalone system, which is not coming in ECC or S4HANA box. It will be a separate system. This is very important point to be noted, that GTS will be separate system. So if GTS is a separate system, then like other modules, like we are already using ECC or S4, we already implemented. Let's say if we are planning to implement EWM, we need to take a separate license for implementing it. Similarly, for GTS also, we need a separate license from SAP. Then only we can implement GTS. Otherwise, we cannot. So now here it is ECC. Let's focus on our subject, that is GTS. So we understood GTS is a standalone system. This will not be part of ECC or S4. One thing. And the thing is, so for what purpose we are using GTS system? We are using GTS system for our international operation, right? So that we can we can be compliant, we can declare our shipment to customs authorities electronically, and we can follow other rules regulations. For all this purpose only we are using GTS system. But GTS is a system in which we cannot create any kind of data. Please remember, we cannot create. In SAP GTS system, we need to feed data from other systems. Like we can feed data from ECC, we can feed data from S4, we can feed data from EWM, we can feed data from TM. So it means GTS is such a beautiful system which is integrated to many systems. In fact, we can also send data from non-SAP system to SAP GTS system. So this another point. Now, so what kind of data we are sending? So in general, we have two types of data. One is master data and the one is transaction data. So we need to send master data from this system to this system. We need to send transaction data from this system to this system. Once we will be sending data from this system to this system, then only GTS will be able to process that document. Otherwise, we cannot do anything. In GTS directly, we cannot create any kind of data. For that reason, other systems are called feeder system to SAP GTS. So like in this case, let's say in this case, we are using ECC. So ECC is a feeder system for our GTS system. Or if we are using S4HANA, so S4 is feeder system for our GTS system. So any system which is feeding data to GTS system is called feeder system for SAP GTS. So we need to send two types of data. One is master data. Another one we have transaction data. We'll talk more about it. But since we are sending data from this system to this system, we are sending transaction data from this system to this system. But how we are sending? What is the mean? Because these two are different systems at all. So since these two are different systems, we should connect both the systems via RFC. By means of remote function call, we need to connect our GTS system with our ECC or S4HANA system. So this is the prerequisite of using SAP GTS system. So first and foremost configuration to go with SAP GTS is we should have RFC connection between both the systems. And we all know what is RFC, remote function call. So now let's discuss RFC. Might be once we'll complete this part, then we will have some questions which you can post question in chat box, and then I'll address. So I'm into SAP ECC system. This is SAP ECC. Why I came to SAP ECC? Because first we are sending data from this system to this system. So directly, even if you are going to GTS system, we cannot do anything. So first we need to talk about SAP ECC system. So please remember two transaction codes which are specific to GTS. Those are // SAP SLL /menu_legal R3. This is one of the transaction code /SAP SLL /menu_legal R3. We also have one more transaction code /SAP SLL /menu_legal. We are not using R3. So this is the transaction code for GTS in SAP ECC system. And this is the transaction code to use GTS in SAP GTS system. So this is GTS transaction code. So if we want to do some kind of activities, then in ECC we need to use this particular transaction code. And we have another transaction code, this which we are using in SAP GTS system. So if you want to use this system in this transaction code in your system, it won't work until unless we are adding /n as a prefix. Let's say I'm into SAP ECC. I just entered /SAP SLL /menu_legal R3. If you enter, it won't work. For that reason only, we always need to add /n, then it will work. So now you can see here SAP Global Trade Services. So remember, I'm into SAP ECC system. So here we have these tabs which are required to set up GTS system. Documents, master data, recovery, initial transfer of document, initial transfer of master data, then basic settings. These are some of the tabs available which we need to discuss. Then similarly, if I go to GTS system, same transaction code. The only thing is we won't be using R3. /n. This is called GTS area menu. As in our ECC system, we have SPRO and easy access menu. Easy access menu is something which we are using, which our end users are using for their day-to-day transactions. Similarly, this is a GTS area menu where end users are working. And so Here we don't call it as a, SAP Easy Access menu, but we call it as a GTS. Even sometimes we also call it as a GTS cockpit. And then we will have same SPRO for customization. Now let's go to ECC system first. So this is ECC system. So we are going to discuss how to transfer data, any data from ECC to GTS. So prerequisite is RFC connection. So to configure RFC connection, we need to go to GTS area menu, then basic settings, and this is the path. System connection to SAP GTS. So these are the configurations to set up RFC between both the systems. In general, these activities will be done by basis team. We are not going to do anything. They will be responsible to perform all these activities. But from our side, we will also be present over there. Might be if he says that can you check or something details like logical system, assign logical system, then we can assist. Otherwise, these activities are done by basis team. But still we must understand. So first step says define logical system. In general, if anyone asks what is logical system, so logical system is nothing but unique name. So here we are sending data from ECC system to GTS system. We are sending data from either ECC or S4 to SAP GTS system. So it means this is sender system, this is receiver system. So in fact, in first configuration step, we need to maintain sender system name and receiver system name, both the system name. So how to define logical system name? Again, there is one recommendation from SAP that if we are defining unique name for your systems, both the systems, receiver and sender, then use one of the naming convention. And what's the naming convention? Use first is system name, followed by CLNT, then client number. Let's say our ECC system name is EH6. EH6 is client system name, 800 is client. So if we need to define logical system name for ECC system, what naming convention will define? Will define as a EH6 CLNT 800. This will be logical system name for our ECC system. Then for our GTS system, also we need to define by using same naming convention, and that would be GTS, system name GTS, CLNT. So remember, CLNT would be common, and then client number. So here in our case, client number is 200. So in first step, we need to define logical system name for ECC, that is for sender, and for receiver, that is for GTS. So in this system, what we are using, what I'm showing you, they are using some different name. Doesn't mean that we need to follow every time. We can mention anything, ABCD, but I said recommendation. So in this system, our logical system name is T90 CLNT 090. This is the system name. This one. This is our ECC logical system name. And for our GTS, that will be GTS CLNT 200. So we'll have here GTS CLNT 200. This is our GTS logical system. So in first step, we need to define logical system name for both the system. Then in second step, assign logical system, we need to assign our client number, actual client number to our ECC system, ECC logical system. So client number is 800. So we need to assign client number 800 to our ECC logical system name. So that's already formed. So I'll just display. So here it is client number 800. Logical system name is T90 CLNT 090 and other configurations. That is very important configuration where we need to maintain RFC destination for RFC calls. So what remote function call? We all know that if we want to transfer any data from one system to another system, then with the help of RFC, we can send data. So what RFC is doing exactly? So with the help of RFC, one system A can automatically log into system B, and whatever it want to transfer, it can transfer. So in this case also, we are sending data from ECC to GTS. So with the help of RFC destination, system will automatically, it will log in our GTS system to transfer data. It means that if you are creating any master data or transaction data, it won't wait for to be logged in. It won't wait that we created a customer master and then once we log into GTS, then only customer master will be transferred. No. So as soon as we created a document here, automatically that will be transferred. So with the help of RFC only. So here exactly what we need to define is we need to define GTS system as a logical system destination, so that my EC system knows that yes, what is my GTS, what's my destination system. So in fact, when we define, so here we need to give our GTS system IP address, host name, system detail, each and everything. Then only with the help of those IP address, system can go to that target system and it can transfer automatically. So for our GTS RFC destination, we also define in this by using same naming convention that GTS CLNT. We are having GTS CLNT 200. So GTS CLNT 200. This is our RFC destination for ECC. Double click this, and here you will see the target host is this. It is specific to GTS. IP address of GTS is this. GTS system number is this, and we also save our ID password. What our username and password is saved. So it means what? Once this setup is done, we can test our RFC connection by using this connection test. If you click on connection test, if system is giving any kind of error, then we can see that something is issue. There is some issue. But if we don't get any issue, like here, we do not have any issue. The step system is showing transfer of 0 KB, 1 millisecond, transfer of 20 KB, 1 millisecond. It means something has been transferred. So it means our RFC connection, our RFC call is done properly. Second way of testing is by using remote logon. If we click to remote logon, automatically system will log in your GTS system. Now here you see this is GTS system. Just we clicked and system automatically log into our GTS system. So that is what system is also doing in real time. When we create any document in ECC, with the help of RFC, automatically it transfers to our its destination system. That is the GTS system. Next is RFC destination for method call. What is use of this? This is simple. Like as of now, we have defined this. Here we have defined logical system. Here we defined RFC destination. But where is the mapping? Where is the process where system can understand that? I mean, system can understand that data has to be transferred to GTS. We have not assigned. So until we have mapping, system cannot understand. So that we are doing as a part of method call. So we all know method call. This is general term. So here it is our ECC logical system name, and we are assigning our GTS logical system to our ECC logical system. So if I go to GTS, so with the help of BAPI, we can connect both the systems. GTS CLNT 200. This is the system. Okay, so this is GTS system. So it means we have assigned our GTS logical system to our ECC logical system. That was the fourth configuration. Last configuration is maintain LA distribution model. So again, we all know what is LA distribution model. If we want to transfer something in the form of IDOC, then we are using LA distribution model. So in fact, in this step, we need to create one distribution model through which we can transfer data which are moving in form of IDOC. So in this step, in fifth step, what we are doing is we are defining ECC as a sender system, GTS as a receiver system, and then data which we want to transfer. So you go here, open this node. This is our ECC, that is sender system. If we open this node, this will show our GTS system. And then if again further we open, it is showing documents, that is vendor master, customer master, material master, then something we have this BIP. So what it means there? It means these are the master data which we are transferring from ECC to GTS. So in any distribution model, we need to specify sender logical system, receiver logical system, then messages which we want system to transfer to GTS system. So this is fifth configuration. And when we are done with these 5 steps configuration, then you can say we are good with RFC connection from ECC side. It means if we create any transaction in ECC, if we get any data in ECC, our data can be transferred to GTS without any issue. So if any question you can post, you can post over here so I can see some of the questions. Is GTS cloud based or on premise? It's on premise as of now. What is integration between SD with GTS? You will understand. Everything is integrated.
Now, yes, Vidyanchal. So that import order when we are releasing, so how it will be connected to GTS? So can you release the import order through GTS or through MM or SD?
So we'll understand, sir. We'll understand.
Yeah.
We'll understand.
Yeah, you are coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fine.
So let's go step by step. So this is the RFC connection through which we can send data. Now, it means if we create a sales order or purchase order. So let's say I create a sales order. Okay, I'll create a sales order. So someone has posted one more question. So I'll be answering this. Shankar has posted one question. So I'll be addressing. You will understand in further section. Just please wait for another 2 minutes. 10 minutes. So here you can see I'm creating a sales order. Okay. Now I'll save it. Once I'll save it, this sales order will be transferred automatically with the help of RFC to our GTS system. Save it. So in fact, why we are using GTS system? Again, the question is why we are using GTS system? So that we can be compliant with our foreign trade processes. That is, we are dealing with correct partners. We have valid license for all those activities. But how do we know? So do you think that in ECC user will be different and GTS user will be different? So do you think that if ECC, if some user is getting a sales order or purchase order, he will check with the GTS team that can you check this document is blocked or not? Do you think is it possible? It's not. So it means that we should have some kind of provision that if my document is blocked, let's say if my document is blocked due to any check in GTS, we should get response in GTS in ECC system itself, and that is where you can see this current window. You can see that my sales order document. This is sales order transferred to GTS, and this was blocked. It was checked and it was blocked. Why it is blocked? We can see SPL screening released. It means that our business partner is not part of any denied party list. I mean, we are dealing with correct business partner. That is very good. Second one is legal control. That is license. Blocked determination. It means what? We are creating sales order. It means export license. So in system, in this document, we have some kind of issue through which system is not able to determine valid license. So if our system is not able to determine license, then our document is on block. It means what? If your ECC user will try to create an outbound delivery, system won't allow. It will give an error message, document blocked due to legal control. So it means that document is blocked, and that is where we need GTS system. What that in GTS system also we have some RFC connection, so that from ECC in ECC we already completed the RFC connection, so that we can send data to GTS. But to get data back from GTS to ECC, we need to complete RFC in GTS system. So let me show you. Now we'll go to GTS system. So sometimes, I face these questions from many participants that since we have completed RFC connection in ECC, why do we need in GTS? So this is the answer which you have seen. So one person has, Nishtha has asked one question, how mapping is done and how it is different from RFC destination. Method call one more time, please. Don't go into it. Just simply you can understand that in method call we assign our GTS logical system to ECC logical system. That's all. You don't go into it because as I told you initially, it's completely part of basis team. But in method call, by means of method call only, with the help of BAPI, we set up both these systems. That's all. Ashok is asking, I guess we use only RFC for data transfer for transaction data. Master data may also be transferred using IDOCs besides RFC. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, master data will be transferred via IDOC, but it's still until unless. So you can say if you want to come, if you want to enter in a room, first you need to open the door. You need to open the lock. So until unless we open the door, we cannot go inside. So you can say to opening the door is your RFC connection setup. So either you are sending via RFC, I mean in the form of IDOC, or in real time, first setup is your RFC connection. Nilesh is asking, is order is order blocked in GTS or is blocked in ECC? So I think you should have understood by this example that in ECC we created a sales order and that sales order transferred to GTS. In GTS that was screened against each and every application areas. What is application area? Different modules of SAP GTS, SPL, embargo, license. So these all are different application areas. So your document will be transferred to GTS and it will be screened against application area. And based on the screening result, you will get response in your ECC that your document is blocked or not. If you don't get any message, then you can think that your document is released. It means it will allow you to create a subsequent document. Now I'm into SAP GTS system. I'm going to SPRO. So in GTS also, we need to set up RFC connection. We will use this option, system communication. Here also, we have same setup of same kind of steps. Define logical system. Here also, we need to define logical system for both the systems, ECC as well as GTS. Assign logical system, same what we did, but here we will be assigning our GTS client number to GTS logical system name. But we have two additional steps over here. Define group of logical system, assign logical system to a group of logical system. So what is logical system group? That is very important in SAP GTS. Why we are using logical system group? So to explain you this, I'll give you one example, simple example. So we all know the ideal landscape of ECC is development system, quality system, production system. So whatever landscape we are using from the ECC or S4, same we also need to use from GTS system. So from GTS side also we will have GTS, let's say development of GTS, that's GTD, quality, let's say GTQ, and then production GTP. I request you all please go on mute. There are a lot of background noise, please go on mute. So here we have, let me write, you will get confused. This is ECC or S4 HANA. Let me write here ECC or S4. This is GTS. So development, quality, production. So from GTS side also we'll have development, quality, production. Now, if we want to transfer data from, if we want to transfer any data from development, it will go to this GTS development system. From quality, it will go to GTQ. From production, it will go to production. But in fact, what we are doing, we are making an RFC connection so that if we are in quality system, if we are performing SIT test or UAT test or whatever we are doing, I want system to transfer data to production system. So are we going to configure again in GTQ system? Similarly, in production also, whatever data we are performing, we are sending data to production GTS system. So are we going to configure this step, define logical system, assign logical system? Are we going to perform this again? No, not at all. So for that purpose only, we need to use logical system group, where what we will do, we will create one group. one logical system group. That something called as, suppose, ECC group. So here we have defined as a ECC group. So ECC group is just a naming convention. We said that, okay, I'm going to create one group whose name will be ECC group. Then in next step, what we'll do is assign logical system to group of logical systems. What we'll do is we will assign all systems, production, quality, development, even if we have test server or something, some other system, or we'll assign those systems to that logical system group. It means once a transport will be moved to downstream system, those configurations would be available in your further system. If you don't use that, then again you have to perform same kind of activities in quality and production. For that purpose, SAP recommends to use logical system group. This is one reason, and the reason is most of the data in SAP GTS, if you go at the table level, so that data are available at the feeder system group level. Like, let me show you. I'm going to open table of business partners. So please remember one thing, in GTS we don't use SC16N, we cannot use, it doesn't support. So we need to use SC16. So let's say I'm going to table, so this is my table, PNTPR, SAP SLL/PNTPR is the table where we can see product master. Enter it. Then here you can see logical system group. Then if you go to PNTBP, that is business partner. So here we can see logical system group. It means that we do not have logical systems, we have logical system group. It means that if we are using ECC group, in our development system is assigned to ECC group. So system will consider that, okay, that is part of this logical system group. In quality system will consider, okay, quality system, logical system is assigned to ECC group. For that purpose only we are assigning logical system group. And this is very, very important question. And in most of the interview, we get this question, why we are using logical system. Next configuration, so under two-step configuration, we need to perform under GTS area menu. We use same transaction code, GTS area, SAP SLS/.
Sorry to disturb. One important question. In S4, now the S4 system is consisting of SAP TM, SAP EWM, SAP APO, everything is under one box. And so all the data will flow from the box, S4HANA box only to GTS. So why I should use a logical system group instead of a logical system in such case?
So in development, in ECC also, in ECC, you are using ECC, you are using TM. So in ECC also, you have multiple systems. You have development, you have quality, you have production. If you don't assign logical system group, then in quality system, how system will understand what is logical system group you are using? So, or you do one thing, you configure in your development only, you don't use logical system group, but you configure in development for production and quality, and then you transport those activities so that data can be transferred from quality and production. So logical system group means if we have multiple feeder systems, then we use logical system group. Hope this is clear to you. And one more thing, logical system group in other way, like in your example, in your question, best example I can give is, if we have multiple systems, multiple, like you can say different kernels. One is ECC kernel you told, or S4HANA. So in S4HANA also, even though TM and EWM is integrated in S4HANA, but still we cannot send data directly without RFC connection. So if we are sending direct data from EWM or TM or even SRM to GTS, we need to define logical system group. That one logical system group represent your ECC, that is S4HANA. One logical system group will represent your TM. One logical system group will represent your EWM. So for that purpose, we need to assign it.
But is this logical system group a mandatory thing? Because I hope this is based on the business requirement.
No, that's what I told. Mandatory means it's not mandatory. SAP recommends. What I told that even though if you don't have multiple feeder system, we can still go with logical system only. But tomorrow, if we are again implementing some other system, so again we need to perform this. So SAP also recommends, so even though if we have only one feeder system, better practice is to go with logical system group. Because we'll discuss, see, I'm into SAP GTS system, okay? If we are going to some configurations, like let me show you some of the configuration. So GTS has given like org structure, let's say. So assignment part. So here you can see feeder system level, feeder system group level. If you go to any other configuration like partner structure, if we go to assignment, feeder system level, feeder system group level, SAP has given. So it's up to business to business. I'm not saying that this must be a logical system group, but SAP recommendation is to use logical system group. But if you have integrated everything in S/4HANA, we can go with feeder system also. No need to go with feeder system group level.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Ashok, as a SD consultant, do I need to learn other modules integration or only SD means how can differ the class? So two things here. Import means MM, export means SD. If we are a SD consultant, definitely we know the basics of MM, how to create a purchase order, how to create an inbound delivery, how to create material document, good receipt. Similarly, if you are MM consultant, we know sales orders, deliveries, and billing documents. So MM can also understand, and SD can also understand. But when it comes to GTS, please don't think that if I'm a GTS consultant, I mean from MM I joined as a GTS consultant, I need to work on only import part. No, in GTS there's no bifurcation. GTS means GTS, whether it is import or export, we need to work. And since we already know from the ECC side, we can understand business requirement easily. Like if you are importing, then how to import, what documentation required, we can easily understand. So there is no any challenge. And even not only SD or MM, any person who is having knowledge on export import, they can also go with a GTS system. And other question, we can transfer to transaction data to GTS system via IDOC, I guess. Okay, Ashok has asked some question. Please wait for some time. When we'll discuss master data and transaction data. Different region have different ACC systems. So Asia, Africa, USA will be feeder system, and this can be grouped together. Different region have different EC system. I don't think so. If we are region means we will have different organization structure, but we have only one system. You can say we have other document type. We can have other processes, but system will be same. Then this is just addition, for example.
One more question. If in case if a company, say for an example, Roche Diagnostics, it's a German, Swedish, Switzerland-based company. Now it is acquiring some company which is also having SAP box. So yeah. I hope in this level we can use a logical system group and not the logical system.
Yes, we can use, correct. But when you are going to we are going to make only one system, like today you took for one company who are already using GTS system. So initially both system will be separate. For their GTS system that will be separate, for their GTS system that will be separate. But tomorrow if you are planning to go with, then of course we will be using feeder system group. That is what, if we have more than one feeder system, then we can go with feeder logical system group or feeder system group. If any other question, you can also put your question over here. Now we were discussing communication process. So two remaining steps, we need to go to GTS area menu and go to GTS area menu. Then under system administration, system communication. So you can see here system connection. First is maintain target system for RFC calls, which is nothing but same step which we discuss as a part of ECC RFC connection step number 3. So here now only difference is in GTS, in ECC we told that GTS will be our destination system, and here we are in GTS system. We will be telling that for our GTS system our ECC will be destination, so that we can get data back in SAP ECC system. Same thing here also. We need to specify system name, address, host number, IP address, everything. Then it will automatically be logged. Next is maintain RFC destination. This is again same method calls, where we'll be assigning our ECC logical system to GTS logical system. Means mapping, you can say. In other way, you can say mapping. So the system can understand that yes, this data has to go back from GTS system to ECC system. So with this, we are good with communication setup. It means our ECC system can communicate with our GTS system, and based on document, it will get result back in ECC system.
How the master data transfer will happen? Actually, I would like to know the message types, how it will be added with your ALE distribution model.
Still we haven't discussed. Okay. Still we haven't discussed this part of question. So we just understood RFC connection, how to communicate, but what to communicate, those we need to discuss. Okay. Now what we did, we connected our ECC system or S4HANA system with the GTS system. Now here there is one question. So most of us always have doubt that today we are working on ECC with SAP GTS system. So tomorrow, if we are going with S4 to GTS, what changes are, I mean, from RFC setup, what are the changes? What we need to do additional steps? Every time I myself got this question from many participants, that if you are connecting our S4HANA system to GTS system, what changes are available as a part of RFC? So answer is no changes. Similar kind of activities we need to perform in both the systems. 5 steps in ECC and 6 steps in GTS. Now we understood. Now we are good with RFC connection. It means that if we want to send data from ECC to GTS, we can send data. So what kind of data we can send? We can send data. We can send master data. We can also send transaction data. So before going to master data and transaction data, let's discuss one more thing. Like let's first discuss master data. So generally we are sending 3 types of master data. One is customer. Another one is material master data. First is customer master data, material master data, and then vendor master data. So customer and material is required for our sales process. Material and vendor is required for our import process. So generally we are sending these 3 master data. From the transaction point of view, what data we can send? From the export side, we are creating sales order. We are creating outbound deliveries. We are creating billing document. This is from the SD side. From sales side. From purchase side, from MM side, we create purchase order, PO. We create inbound delivery. We create material document, that is GR, good receipt. So terminologies are very, very important. So who is not from, might be, I can assume that there are some participants who are from GTS background. So for them who is not from GTS background, they can understand, because these are very important. These terminologies are very, very important. From master data point of view, customer master, material master, vendor master. When we transfer these customer and vendor, these 2 are called business partner. In GTS, we never use customer or material. Business partner. Vendor is also business partner. When we transfer material master, we call it as a customs product. Similarly, from the transaction data point of view, sales order, when sales order gets transferred to GTS, it creates an associated customs document. So it is called customs document. Outbound delivery create customs document. Billing document is something different, which creates customs export declaration. Purchase order, same thing, customs document. Inbound delivery, customs document. GR create customs import declaration. Customs import declaration. But based on some process, based on some conditions, inbound delivery also create customs import declaration. Customs import declaration. And even period. Customs import declaration. So these are very important. These terminologies are very important. Now let's discuss how to transfer master data. So in order to transfer master data from our SAP ECC or S/4HANA system to GTS system, we use one of the functionality which is called change pointer. So how to go to change pointer? So to go to change pointer, go to GTS area menu transition code, then basic settings, where we discuss about system connection. You can see first option, ALE change pointers. So with the help of change pointers, only we transfer all types of master data from ECC or S4 to SAP GTS system. But we all know change pointer is something when we are changing something, right? If there are two systems, system X and system Y. If we have some data available, let's say master data available in system X. If you are making some change in system X, I also want this change data to be transferred to system Y. So how it is possible? It is possible via change pointers. But before changing, definitely we need to create very first time. So when we are creating a new master data, either customers, vendors, materials, or any master data, if we want to transfer to GTS, then we need to use functionality called as initial transfer of master. So here, transfer vendor, transfer customers, transfer material masters. So what will happen as a part of cutover activities, business will be giving us a list that please push all this data to GTS system. So manually we need to perform. We will go to these options and we will be pushing all data to GTS system. Let's say if you are transferring material master. So I have some material master. Let's say I have this 6065. So it means we want to transfer this material to GTS system. Just execute here and system will transfer that data automatically. So of one selected material, one was processed successfully. So in real time, we'll have thousands of products. So what we need to do is we need to create some batches, let's say 5,000 bytes or 10,000 bytes, and we will be pasting those values over here, and then we'll be executing manually. So in this way, we can transfer all vendors, customers, and materials. So as I told you, in general, we are transferring customers, vendors, and materials. But based on business requirement, let's say business is using preference management. For a preference management, we also need bill of materials. So we also need to transfer bill of material. If our FI system is also integrated with SAP GTS system, then we can also transfer banks, so that we can, our bank or payment can be screened. Similarly, we also have some of the master data, which we will discuss over here. So very first time we need to use initial transfer of master data, but we all know that we have different users who are sitting at different locations, and we don't know which user is changing what data in which of the master data. It's not so easy to track, or even though suppose it's very easy to track also, then what he needs to do is once he's changing some data in either customers or materials or vendor, then what he needs to do, he needs to go to this option, initial transfer master data, and he needs to push it manually. Then only data will be transferred to GTS system. But it's not possible because in real time, user won't have access. Most of the users won't have access for these options. So for that reason only, to avoid manual intervene, we are using change pointers. So with the help of change pointers, we transfer all master data from ECC to GTS. So first transaction code is activate change pointers globally, where we just activate that we have activated change pointers. Second is important, we'll maintain which message types we want to send to GTS system. So we all know message type of customer is dead mass, material is matte mass, vendor is gray mass. This we all know. But when it comes to SAP GTS system, then there will be a little bit change. The message type of customer would be slash SAP SLL slash dead mass underscore SLL. Similarly, for material, SAP SLL slash matte mass underscore SLL. Vendor, it would be SAP SLL slash gray mass underscore SLL. So what we need to do is, we need to, whatever message types we need to activate, we will be activating. Initially, these all will be deactivated. So we'll go to new entries, we'll enter our message type, let's say matte mass, we'll activate. It means that we are going to use material master functionalities. Just give me one. Just 1 minute. Sorry. So here we need to activate all those message types. So let's say apart from these three message types like customers, materials, and vendor, if we want to transfer some other message types like PRC MET, then this is procurement indicator. I'm sorry, this is the cost of the material. So which we maintain in the accounting one data view, which is useful for our preference management. Then procurement key. So those also, then bill of material. So those message type also we need to activate. Third step is activate change pointers for reduced messages. This is very, very important in sense that in customer master data, material master data, or vendor master data, there are n number of fields. In material master, if you see, there will be hundreds of fields. In custom also will be hundreds of fields. In vendor also will hundreds of fields. But all data are not relevant for their foreign trade process. We don't want, so that's why we don't want system to transfer all those data. So it means that let's send those data only which are relevant for our business, for our foreign trade process. So for that purpose, when we are using reduced messages, so what we do, we need to select our message types, and here we will be selecting those fields only which are relevant for transferring to GTS system. So in general, for customers and vendor, we are sending their name and address for screening purpose. For material, we are transferring material number, material description, gross weight, net weight, and some other two fields. So with the help of this reduced message type, we can send data from GTS to ECC. So we understood that with the help of change pointers, we can transfer master data from ECC to GTS, but these data cannot be transferred automatically. Change pointers what? Which is something related to IDOC. So it means that in order to transfer master data, we need to schedule a batch job. So to schedule a batch job, our for change pointer standard program name is RBDM IDOC. RBDM IDOC. This is the standard program name. So with the help of this program name, we need to schedule a batch job to transfer our master data. And please remember, so since we need a schedule by job, then in SAP term, we call it as asynchronous screening. It means if we create any business, any customer or material or vendor or any master data which are relevant for GTS, those data cannot be transferred automatically. In order to run those data, we need to schedule a by job. That's why we call it as asynchronous screening. So in this way, we can transfer all types of master data to SAP GTS system. Then, if any question, you can put question over here. Is it available in any table or where to navigate adjustment or change pointers when used in GTS? I'm not. I don't think that we are using only in GTS. Change pointer we can use anywhere. From any system X to system Y, if we want to transfer data, then with the help of change pointers we can do Is it available in any table or where to navigate? Change pointers. So I shown you under GTS menu, go to basic settings. There you can see that option. Ashok is saying change pointers can be used anywhere where initial data is transferred. That's correct. Ashok has replied. Thanks, Ashok.
Yeah, Vindhyachal, the question is if I need to know if the material or customer is transferred at ECC level. So where can I validate that?
That is very good question. Actually, that I was expecting from any of you. So that's correct. Like suppose we transferred 1 lakh of customers, 50,000 of material, or 1 lakh of vendors. So how to know that which master data has been transferred and which are not? So in GTS, in ECC, usually we cannot see the log, but to check those data, we need to go to GTS. So in GTS, password is password. Then go to GTS area menu, system monitoring, logs, transfer log general. Here you can see customs product. So whatever material master we have transferred, we can see here. Then you can see business partner. So let's say, I think we just transferred one material 6065. So just we give date, from date to date, you execute. Whatever data has been transferred, we'll see here. And whatever data has not been transferred, those data also we'll see. But that will be in red. So logical feeder system group is ECC group. Product number is 6065. Product was transferred. Let's say 6065 didn't transfer in GTS. So we can see here itself that this product was not transferred. Something like that will get considered.
Yeah. So let's say that yeah, partly Vindhyachal. Thank you. So in addition to that, so let's say that I haven't set up any batch job to transfer the materials to GTS system. Okay, and the business has to manually execute the transfer or do the transfer. So in that case, let's say that I have some 50 materials created today, and I have transferred some 25, but I don't know whether the balance 25 is already transferred or not. So do we have any status in ECC that says that yes, this has already been transferred? Only at the ECC level I'm asking. Yeah.
Okay. So here you can see like this material master 20th of April, this is in red. Transfer log of product, this transfer from feeder system, but we have some issue. What is that issue? Product is this conversion error in module. So it means conversion error of module. So it means material transferred, but again due to this error, so system also shows what is the error. So because of this error, we cannot see that particular material. I mean, we cannot see custom product in GTS. So we need to first correct it, then again we need to send that. Now coming to your question, that is again good question that you want to see whether you want to see status.
Yeah.
So that we go to SC16N. So we have one specific table that is change pointers table. We have something BDCP2. So BDCP2 is a table through where we can track. So in fact, here we cannot see material wise or object wise, but we can see date wise. So if any material is not transferred, here we have one column status. So if it is blank, you can see that that has not been transferred. Once that transferred to X, you can see that that will be transferred. I'll show you. So let's go to SC16 and BDCP table. Execute it. So here aggregated change pointers table. So here you can see processing indicator. What processing indicator says? Processed or not processed. If it is blank, it means not processed. If it is X, processed. So here we can see message type. We transfer some customers, and that customer has been transferred. Address has been transferred. Customer not transferred. So through which we can track. But to know the actual material, or any business partner, you need to check the log. Clear, Shankar?
Yeah, so Vindhyachal, yes, thanks for that. So these are the BDCP2 table is when we have a material which is already transferred, and when it is transferred via change pointers, it gets recorded, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about altogether a new material that is being created in the system, so which is not transferred to GTS yet.
Okay. So you can check in GTS only. That in I don't think that anything is available in ECC side.
Oh, so we don't have
But
such
still,
functions.
yes. But still, I'll be checking. And even I never thought of this. Let me check. But as I know, we have nothing here because we just have only one thing, SLG1, where we can see the log about anything is transferred or not. But
Yeah.
If we want to see any customer or material or vendor, that I don't think that is available. But still, let me see. I'm wrong also. I might be wrong. I'll be checking. That is very good question.
Vindhyachal, I hope in ECC we have a table which provides the status of the RFC connection between ECC and GTS and the transfer status.
Okay, so I don't remember that table.
Yes, there is a table which will provide the status, and it will provide the status of the transfer also. And there is one more table called BDCP2, where when the change pointers pick the master data which had changes.
No, Karthik. So here this is not chain pointers. They are not using chain pointer at all. So manually he's
No.
transferring.
For all, I'm saying for all the type of transfer we have the tables. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So you mean to say BDCP2 also works for manual? I mean, if you're not using chain pointer?
No. I'm saying for if we want to see for the changes also, that also can be seen in the BDCP2. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That I explained him. But he's asking that if you're not doing chain pointer, let's say we have not executed chain pointers at all, manually we are performing, then we have to track.
Okay, I will check and I will send the table names which captures the status of the.
Definitely, it will be captured somewhere. Someone has SMQ and SMQ2. Does not exist. Okay, not an issue. We'll discuss. I'll check and I'll let you know. Any other question from any of you?
Yeah, Janjal. Now it seems GTS is a submodule, and the consultant he has to work as an independent consultant, as a GTS consultant, or he has to work as a plus GTS consultant, and GTS guy has to always have to depend on the guy to transfer the material or whatever maybe the important exports or sales guy also, and he can work as an independent consultant as well as the end user point of view to if you're concerned, he has to coordinate with the middle guy, or else he has to know plus SD plus GTS he has to know.
Exactly. So that's what. It is not a sub module. GTS itself is a module. It's a big module. And if anyone wants to work on GTS, so whatever we are doing, this is not done by SD or MM or someone else. We are responsible for all these activities. We are responsible. We need to do. That is why I told that we should have basic knowledge on SD and MM. If you don't know what sales order is, if you don't know what material master is, if you don't know how to create a customer or how to create material, anyway, we don't create. But if you don't know how you will test, are we going to take help of anyone, other model consultant? No. So for that reason, we should know all these activities.
Yeah, that is great. That is MM and SD, if you know, and import and export knowledge is very well known. GTCs will very well executed at client level. That is true.
Yeah.
And what is the cost we are saving from the GTS implementation? How we are that what you call freight forwarding and the agents and all cost you are told at the initial starting itself some cost is going to be reduced with the GTS implementation.
that how can we tell what is cost?
that freight agents and freight forwarding and all the that we are going to reduce that cost with GTS implementation within that what.
Okay, so we are good with master data. Now let's discuss how to transfer transaction data. So as we discussed, we need to transfer 6 types of transaction data: sales orders, deliveries, outbound deliveries, and billing documents. From import side, purchase orders, inbound delivery, and GR. So with the help of BADI, 6 BADI, we transfer transaction data. So for sales order, BADI is SD. SD means sales and distribution. 0A. A means sales document. SD, sales and distribution. 0B for delivery document. SD 0C for billing document. These 3 BADIs. With the help of these 3 BADI, we can transfer these transaction data. Similarly, PO MM0A, IBD MM0B, GR MM0C. So we can, with the help of the 6 BADI, we transfer transaction data from SAP ECC or S/4HANA to SAP GTS system. Now let's go to ECC. So sales and distribution, foreign trade customs. Under foreign trade customs, you can see SAP GTS plugin area. Just open this node. Here you can see control data for transfer to SAP GTS. Here we need to activate those 6 BADIs. Activate transfer of purchasing document MM0. Inbound deliveries MM0B. Material documents MM0C. Sales documents SD0B. So it means if we want to transfer MM and SD both, then we need to activate all these. But let's say our client is not using import process. GTS system is they are not using import process in GTS system, then obviously we don't be activating this. So how to deactivate? If this is already activated, if we execute this will deactivate. Do you want to deactivate the BADI? So let's say yes. So it will be deactivated. But suppose if it is deactivated, once we click then it will ask, do you want to activate the BADI? Say yes. So it will activate this particular BADI. So with the help of these 6 BADIs, we transfer all types of transactional data. Now the question is, in sales documents itself, we have many types of sales document types. We have standard order, we have cash sales, we have rush order, we have consignment sales, so many processes. And let's say business says that I don't want to transfer those document type, I just want to transfer only this document type. And even from MM side, they say that they just want to transfer these 2 purchasing document to GTS, other they don't want to process. Then where is the control? Control is here. Control setting, configure control settings for document transfer. Application MM0A, MM0B, MM0C, SD0E. So SD0A, SD0B, SD0C. So let's select any document. Let's say MM0C. So whatever material document is specific movement type we are using, we need to activate. Whatever we want to send. Similarly, MM0A, whatever purchasing is specific document type we want to transfer to GTS, we can assign here so that will be transferred. SD0A, what sales document types we want to transfer to GTS, we can assign here. Apart from assigning, here is the control that in which modules, in which application areas these document types are moving. Let's say MM0A. If you go to document types, here you can see compliance management, customs management, and then risk management. So that's why compliance management, any document which transfer to compliance management, create associated customs document. And that is why we told that purchase order create customs document. But purchase order also transfer to customs management in one case. So in that case, it creates customs import declaration. For that, this should be activated. Similarly, if you go to SD0A, so in SD0A, compliance, risk, no customs. It means what? We are not transferring sales specific document type to our customs management. So that's why it creates only customs document. It doesn't create any customs export. But if you go to SD0C, we don't transfer to compliance, SD0C. Here we cannot see compliance, only customs. So that's why it is creating only customs export declaration. So in this way, we control our documents which needs to be transferred to SAP GTS.
Yeah, Vindhyachal, just one question. Can we have this transferred for a specific, say, purchase organization or company code? That I do not want to transfer the details of company code A, but I want to have GTS check performed for company code B. Can we have that?
We can control in GTS system when we will map, then that point of time we will not map our that particular company code data. It's not control based on purchase organization, but we can control only based on plant and company code. We don't have control at any other organization.
Okay, thank you.
So with this, we are good with ECC configuration from GTS. So if we
I have sent you the table, Vindhyachal.
Yeah, just now I see. Yes. Let's check. So this table in GTS or ECC? In ECC, right?
It is in ECC.
OBJ SYLC. RC feeder system index of generated document. Great. But here, this is for application area. This is not for master data.
Master data also, there is a table I will send you tomorrow.
Okay, sure.
You need to check the document.
Okay. So we are good with ECC. Now let's go to our SAP GTS system. I'm logging in GTS system. So whenever we are going for any implementation project, so first project preparation, then second one is business blueprint. After business blueprint, once everything is decided, what to do, what not to do, which requirement needs to be mapped, all those details, then when we start with the third phase, that is realization phase, then what is the first configuration which we perform? We start with organizational structure. And that is how in GTS system also, when we are starting with GTS system, it is the organization structure which we need to configure. So from GTS point of view, we have only two organizational units which are required for our foreign trade processes. That is, one is company code, and the one is foreign trade organization, and the one is legal unit. What is foreign trade organization? What is legal unit? So from ECC side, company code is the highest organization unit, which will have its own VAT number. It will have its own balance sheet, profit and loss account. Similarly, FTO is the highest organizational unit from the GTS system, which will have its own registration number. For what purpose? For our international movement, so that they can communicate. We can communicate with the customs authorities. So foreign trade organization is the highest organizational element in SAP GTS. Okay. But one thing, that in SAP ECC, when we create any organization unit, we create under SPRO. It means it creates a transport request. But when we perform organization structure configuration in GTS, we need to perform as a business partner master data. So what is FTO? So as I told you, FTO is foreign trade organization. Foreign trade organization is the highest organizational unit in SAP GTS system. But foreign trade organization is nothing but our company code coming from GTS ECC system. So let's say for company code we are using as 1000 in SAP ECC. If we want to create, we want to define company code 1000 as a foreign trade organization, then we will be creating company code 1000 as a foreign trade organization. Let's say we can get by using this name FTO 1000, and we will give same address as per this company code. So system for our customs management process, system considers country of foreign trade organization to process customs management. So we need to create foreign trade organization as a business partner master data, BP. It is a master data with the role SLL FTO. We need to create a business partner master data. Then when we create company code, when all organizational elements are created, then we start with the mapping. We assign all organization unit to required organization unit. So here also, when we are done with foreign trade organization, then we also need to map with our company code. Otherwise, how system will come to know that what FTO 1000 foreign trade organization is nothing but company code 1000. So for that purpose, we need to map. So here in GTS system, if you go under general settings, org structure. So under org structure, first is define foreign trade organization. If we open this, so we will have business partner page where we define our business partner. But while creating business partner, we will be using role as SLL FTO. Then after this, we need to assign company code to our foreign trade organization. So we need to perform this particular configuration. Then second org structure or unit is legal unit. What is legal unit? So foreign trade organization is company code. Similarly, legal unit is plant. So foreign trade organization is the highest organization unit in SAP GTS system, and because it's a foreign trade organization only which will communicate with our customs authorities, it will be applicant for our import export licenses. Similarly, plant, that is legal unit, is nothing but which represents stock ownership in SAP GTS system. So it means legal unit is nothing but the plant coming from ECC system. And like how we assign company code to FTO, we also need to assign plant to legal unit so that business system can know that okay, these are the plant and these plants belong to this legal unit. Once we are done with this configuration, in GTS also, we need to assign our legal unit to one foreign trade organization. Because like how we are assigning our plant to company code, similarly here also we need to assign legal unit to our foreign trade organization. That also we need to do as a part of this configuration. So from the GTS point of view, we need to configure FTO as with the role SLL FTO as a business partner master data, and we need to define legal unit business partner master data with the role SLL SIT. So we will using this. So we need to perform these 5 steps as part of organization structure. So if you go at the main heading general settings, so under general settings we need to configure all these activities. So what is general settings? So in short, we can say general setting is something which is a baseline setting for all the application areas. So in general settings, we will be configuring those steps which will be relevant to all the application areas. And after defining general settings, then only we will go to our respective modules. Under compliance, we will go to embargo, SPL, legal control. But as part of general settings, we need to configure some of the steps which are relevant for all the application areas. So once org structure is done, then our next configuration is partner structure. Since we are sending partners from ECC, we understood that our document, like let's say sales order, are transferring to GTS, or our purchase order transfer to GTS. So which partner role, which part, what is the partner function of this particular partner? So for that purpose only, in GTS system, we need to tell that this is sold to party, ship to party, bill to party, or payer from export side. From import side, that can be a vendor, that can be good supplier. So as part of partner structure, we will be defining partner function. So we need to define GTS specific partner function. Then we will define a group of partner function. Why we are defining group of partner function? Because let's say export. So if we are putting a sales order, our 4 partner functions are relevant usually. Sold to party, ship to party, bill to party, payer. That is AG, WE, RE, and RG. So instead of assigning individual partner functions, what I want if I assign a partner group to our export process, so it means all partner functions which will be part of that partner group will be applicable to that particular application area. For that purpose, we need to define partner functions for all the application areas as well as for both the movements, that is import export, like embargo check, import export. 2 partner groups. For legal control, 2 partner groups, one for import, one for export. And similarly, for customs also, we need to define partner group for each and every countries for whom we are going to implement customs management. And then once definition is done, then we need to assign partner function from ECC system so that my GTS system can understand that this is sold to party, this is shipped to party, this is billed party, payer, or what partner function it is. So as part of this configuration, we need to configure our backend system partner to our GTS partner functions. So once partner function is done, then another configuration is document structure. In ECC, we understood we are transferring many document types. We can transfer OR, from SD side, OR, CS, RO, from PO, NV, UB, and other document type also. But how a GTS system knows that this is standard order, or let's say we created a sales order. That sales order transferred to GTS and created an associated customs document. I request all of you to go on mute, please. So we created a sales order. Sales order transferred to GTS and created an associated customs document. Once we create a delivery, again it will also be transferred to GTS and it will create an associated customs document. So how GTS system knows that this is a sales order specific document or delivery or purchase order or what? So for that purpose, we need to complete document structure also. So we need to define GTS specific document types like EXP, export, delivery. This is for delivery document type. EXPORD. EXP means export, ORD means order, export order. That is sales document level. Similarly, IMP, import, delivery, IMPORD. So these 4 document types are required from the compliance management side. And we can see here customs document, because we understood that those documents which are transferred to compliance management are creating a customs document. But documents like invoice, material documents, which were transferred to customs management, create either export declaration or import declaration. For that purpose, we need to go to customs declaration. So for that, we have CULOEX for our export and CULOIM for our import. So these document type first we need to define. So in real time, we don't do anything. SAP has already delivered. Just we need to cross verify everything is available, and then we need to, might be if we are copying each and everything, then we need to copy and we need to create our. That's all. Then we need to activate those document type, like embargo. What document type we are using? So we will be assigning. Similarly, for SPL, legal control, we need to assign required document types against these application areas. Let's say for legal control, that's license, we are not using import license, so no need to assign this. If we remove this also, no issue. Okay, so whatever required document types are there, we need to activate. That is, we need to assign. And last, we need to assign. That is, we need to assign our ECC document type to our GTS document type. Like it is, if it is OR, that will be assigned to EXPORD. It is LF, that is delivery, it will be assigned to EXPDLV. So likewise, we can assign as part of this particular configuration. Once this is done, then let's say we create a sales order. So sales order, generally the structure of sales document is header data, item data, and schedule line data. So schedule line data is also part of our item data. But so in general, when we create a sales order, that sales order transfer to GTS and it creates an associated customs document. So what is header data? Header data which is relevant to header level of your document, and the item data which is relevant to item level, like material number, 9 items, because each and every material number will have its own specification. Similarly, when we are transferring to GTS, so we have mapped, like OR, we have mapped to our GTS specific document type. Or if it is NB purchasing document, we have mapped to IMP OR. But we also need to transfer line item, and we all know line item is controlled by item category. For that purpose only, we need to configure item categories as well. First is define item categories.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Tiwari. So before going to create the transaction, we have a blocks, right? Master data block and transactional block. So what is the criteria to block the master data or transactional data? So where we can set the blocks in GTS?
we have not reached to that level. We are discussing baseline configuration which are required to transfer those data. And when your document will be blocked, your document will be blocked. Suppose you created a sales order, your business partner was screened against SPL list, that is blocked party list. So if system finds much, then only your document will be blocked. Otherwise, it will be blocked. So we are not discussing any GTS application services. We are just discussing how to transfer. Once our document will be transferred successfully, then only it will be screened against our GTS services. So please wait for a second. So we transfer document type so that our header data can be transferred. Now, if we want to transfer item category, it means we want to transfer our line item as well. So same thing, we need to activate item category for customs management as well as compliance management. So this customs document is compliance. Customs management means customs management. So for export side, we have EXORT1. So what you can observe here. For export document type is EXPORT. So you just remove P, add 1. So that will be item category for sales document. EXORT1. Delivery EXPDLV. Just remove P, add suffix 1. EXPDLV. Here you can see EXDLV. Then IMPORD, remove P, add 1. So that will be for purchasing document item. So we have 4 item categories: EXORD1, EXDLV1, IMPORD1, and IMDLV. And for customs management, we have only 1 item category, that is serial force. Once we are good, once we have configured everything, a document structure, item categories, partner structure, it means that if we create a transaction data in ECC, that data will be transferred to GTS and it will create an associated customs document. Now, most important is, suppose by mistake we missed something. Missed something means we did not assign any specific document type. Or suppose we have configured everything, configurations are good, no question, no issue at all. But when we created a document in ECC, that shows in log in GTS, shows that your document is under technically incomplete. So what is the meaning of technical incomplete? So remember, if any of the baseline configurations are missing, or if we have not transferred our customer, or if we have not transferred our material, means if system does not find a business partner in GTS, or our system does not find custom product in GTS, our document will go on technically incomplete. So where to see? We will go to GTS area menu. Let's go to sanction party list screening, and here you can see display technically incomplete document. Execute this and let me create it down. Let me give some range. Create it down. So all documents which have been transferred already, but if under technical incomplete, then we can see at this level. So why they are under technical incomplete? So we will come to this option, we'll select this and go to log. In log, we can see, let's see, custom system was unable to determine a legal unit for plant. What it means? That whatever plant we are using in SAP ECC, we have not created a business partner, legal unit business partner master data in SAP GTS. So what we need to do is, for that respective plant, we need to create legal unit business partner with the role SLLSIT, and then we need to recheck the document. Recheck the document means refresh the document. Then automatically this document will go offline. It will remove from you. Let's check any other document. If you go to any other document, so it is showing no customs business partner exists. It means what? Particular for this, when we create this document, this business partner was not transferred. That's why system is showing this error. So this is our business partner. Or if you go to some other document, we can have some other issue. Here we have this business partner. So either customs product is missing, business partner is missing, or any general settings configurations are missing, then document will go on technically incomplete document. Now let me create one document so that I can show you. I'm going to again GTS ECC system, where I'll be creating one ECC document. Now, if any question, please you can start asking a question. I mean, you can post over here, we'll address. Let's create sales order US01.
One quick question. Can I ask now or wait?
No, then please wait. If possible, you mention in chat box. Otherwise, you can just give me 2 more minutes. I'm cutting a sales order. Sales order. My document is complete. Now I'm saving it. So my expectation is this sales order should be transferred to GTS. And once it will be transferred to GTS, first it will create an associated customs document. Once system create an associated customs document, again it will check against GTS services like SPL, embargo, legal control. And if something is missing, then we'll get blocked here. So here we can see that document is blocked. And one thing we can observe, legal control blocked. It means we have issue with license. System is not able to find license, and this is sales order. It means system is not able to find export license. But we don't know exactly that what exactly. I mean, whether system did not find license at all, or we have some other issue related to license. So to check that, to know that, what we need to do is we need to go to GTS system. And in GTS system, we have many paths to check our existing documents. So let's use this SPL screening. And then under documents, we can use display all documents. Execute this. So here you can see upper part belongs to GTS system. Lower part belongs to ECC system. So if you know your sales order number, just specify your sales order number here. Okay. If you don't know sales order number, then based on some parameter we can do what parameter, like created by, created on, or here logical system. So here also we can give, or if you know the sales order number, just specify sales order number, execute. So select this, go to this option, display customs document. So it means this is nothing but our customs document, which every time we are saying, we are telling that whenever we create any document in ECC, that will create an associated customs document. So for our sales order number, this is associated customs document. 200000612 is our customs document. And how system knows whether it is a sales order, is specific customs document, delivery, purchase order, or whatever it is. So that is okay. That is the description shares sales order. But still we can see a document type, that is EXPORT. Let's say if it is EXPDLV, then you can say this is delivery specific customs document. So this is a customs document where we can see which FTO. So my FTO is this. Which logical system? This is my logical system. Item overview. How many line items we are using in our sales order? That we can see in item overview. That is only one line item. And how many services system has performed. In status we can see. SPL screening is checked. Status, no block. Embargo is not checked. Services not active. It means that for this particular business, for this customs document, system is not screening embargo. Why? Because might be our configuration is not completed. Legal control is red. This means blocked. Checked, services active, blocks. It means my document is blocked due to legal control. So it means what? It means that in GTS system, in EC system, if I find that yes, my document is blocked due to GTS check, definitely it won't allow your user to create a follow-on document. It won't allow. If your user tries to create an outbound delivery, it will block. It won't allow, because until unless we release this particular document, we cannot check that. Then go to item details. So in item details, we can see details with respect to each and every line item. So let's say I have only one line item. So here we can see details of only one line item. This is my legal unit, that is plant. Because in sales order, plant is at line item level only. That's why we can see legal unit over here. What is product? This is product. What is a description? This is description. Quantity, gross weight, net weight, base unit of measure. Okay, so all these details are transferred from our SAP ECC system. So that is our customs document. Now go back. So we seen customs document. If you go to log, you can check actually why my document is blocked due to license. So we on this check legal regulation LEGLR, then run import export license type determination of import export license type at country to country class level. Product RS0 has not been fully classified. So this is nothing but the product classification. So in order to determine a license, we need to classify our product by assigning one standard code which is provided by our customs authorities. By using that legal code, only customs authorities knows that okay, this is this product related to electronic, telecom, nuclear, or whatever it is. So our product is not fully classified. This is first error. Second, let's say what is another? No import export license type found. It means system also did not find license type. Let's say we are using individual license, or we are using general license, or whatever license type we are using, system is not able to find license type. Then in GTS, we need to take corrective action. Once we take corrective action, then what we'll do? So we will recheck the document. So it's blocked due to legal control. So we'll go to legal control export, and then under existing document, again we can see, and we will take corrective action. Same thing here also we can see. And after taking corrective action, we'll go to recheck document. That is to refresh the document so that those changes should be applicable and my document will be released. That is the process of customs document. I think Malesh, I believe you are asking, that should be clear why document should usually go on block.
Yes, is there any specific configurations for supplementary documents in ECC?
What is supplementary document?
Suppose if you are filing an export declaration and if the customs is sending a return.
No, my request is don't go to that area as of now.
No.
We have question... Listen to me, please. We have not started any application area. Even if I explain you won't understand. Just we understood basic configurations. Once we'll understand that how to configure, how when system create a customs export declaration, what the requisites, then only you'll understand. So you don't. I agree. You don't bother. I'll explain everything. But still tell me, what's your question? Yeah, please go ahead.
No, you carry on.
No problem, Karthik. No problem. Tell me.
No. In the I am just asking, is there any specific configurations we need to do for supplementary documents? Any documents to be sent to GTS in ECC? That's what my question.
Again, I ask you, what is supplement? What do you mean by supplementary document?
Suppose any note that we attach in the sales order after transferring the sales order to GTS, if there is any note which we are adding in the sales order, how I can say
that we cannot do in standard. Definitely we need some kind of development. That is not part of the standard. That we cannot do in standard. We cannot. But generally, when we create a billing document, from the billing document system creates a customs export declaration, and from billing document system copy all required data in GTS, which we usually file to our customs authorities. Apart from billing document, there are some other data which are required to complete our customs declaration. So in GTS, customs management will understand default data rule, default data procedure. So by default data, we create some of the documents which are only available in GTS, which are not available in ECC. So by using that default rule, we will complete the document and then we'll be sending to customs authorities. Any other question? Karthik, is it clear?
Yeah, hi Vindhyachal. I have a question. Nishtha this side. So Vindhyachal, you said like in the realization phase, we start doing all this configuration. So you have basically given us like four steps. Okay, so don't we do the number ranges configuration in that? Means only this in the realization phase.
We have to do. No, we need to perform. Why I didn't explain in number range? Because very first time I do not want to explain about number range. I just wanted to explain tomorrow. Definitely we need to do, because how system create customs document. Here we seen our based on our sales order, system created one customs document, some 20000016. So from where system has generated this number 200016, or if we create delivery or PO or IBD, how system create? For that purpose only we need to. That is basic. So under general settings, number engine, and even before that, when we transfer customers, materials, vendor, for that also we need a GTS numbers. So we need to define as part of number engines. Number engines for BCP, number engine for custom product, number engine for licenses. When we create license master data, at that time also we need a number. So we need a license, then number engine for documents. So yes, we need to define that also.
Okay. And regarding this FTO mapping and legal unit mapping, this will be discussed in the BPP phase, or means with the client, this will be discussed that which FTO needs to be mapped. How we'll come to know, or the government will. With
so
the client.
This we need to discuss. We need to discuss, because we in ECC we will have many company codes, right? And
correct.
Might be within the same company we can be using more than one company codes. But we all know that when it comes to GTS, we cannot have different license number for a single company, because it's a FTO address only which plays a vital role while communicating to customs authority. So when it comes to SAP GTS, then we will have one and only foreign trade organization, which will be our authorized business partner, which will be communicating with customs authorities. So it's a business who will tell that which company code will play foreign trade organization role. And after that, we need to assign all company codes to these foreign trade organizations. So mapping is very important, because we can map n number of company codes to one and only one foreign trade organization. But same company code cannot be assigned to more than one foreign trade organization.
Okay.
Hope it is clear.
Yeah, Tiwari, just one more question, Tiwari. Actually, so as per your explanation, we understood actually the overall GTS, like a import process and export process and mapping structure, so easy to GTS. Still, I have a questions in my mind, like the oral course, what exactly GTS play a role in a business? Like we have a lot of content, right, for the GTS part, not only that only custom invoice, like better to explain like what exactly oral role of GTS means. We'll have a better understanding, I guess. Still, like some compliance custom.
No problem. Yeah. So to answer this, let me go to this.
Thank you.
So here you can see compliance management. So compliance, let's say I'll give one simple example. You started one business, so you thought of to start with international operation. So first question, what will be coming in your mind is, okay, let's start with this product. Let's product M1. So I'll be starting with product M1 to ship to some other country, right? And then once material is decided, then you need to think about your customer. Who will be your target customer? And even before reaching to customer, you will think in which country we can start very first time, right? So when we think about that, then we come across some 2-3 points. First thing is embargo. Let's say today you thought of to go with country US. What you plan that, okay, I'll be exporting to country US. So first you need to understand embargo. So what is embargo? Embargo is a group of and blocked country. So it is a country with whom we cannot trade in neither import nor export. So it means that US should not be part of embargo. Now you know this, that yes, US is not part of embargo. That is very good. Then in US you need to approach customers. So in US you will be approaching to many organizations who can buy your products. So you discuss with some 10 customer. Then how do you know that those 10 customers are not part of SPL? Might be any one of them are part of SPL. It means SPL means what? Due to some reason, due to some reason, might be their illegal activities or due to some reason, if government authority says that you cannot trade with so and so person or so and so organization, then it means that particular organization or individual is part of SPL. So what GTS system does? GTS system will be screening your customer with SPL list. So SPL list is provided by data provider. So they will be providing data to you and you will be uploading data in your GTS system. Once your business partner will be transferred to GTS, that will screen that particular business partner name and address with your SPL detail. If system finds match, then system will block immediately. It means that you cannot do business with so-and-so business partner. But still, GTS gives this facility. Every time we need a manual intervention. Your authorized person, like compliance manager or any authorized person, will go and it will check why my business partner is blocked. So he find because this is matching. Okay, let him pick up. Let him to be part of block. It means we cannot trade with so-and-so business. Or if he finds that no, this is a false, match. It should not be under block, right? So what he will do? He will release that business partner. You understood that with the help of GTS, we can screen all your business partners. Similarly, if you are purchasing also, you cannot purchase with some organization or individuals who are part of SPL list. We cannot purchase. So that is where SAP GTS comes in. Our vendor will be screened against SPL list. If they are part of SPL, we cannot purchase. Similar license. How do we know which licenses are required? So in GTS, we need to configure based on client requirements, based on legal requirement, we need to configure our GTS system. So once we create a sales order, the sales order will be transferred to GTS and it will check for valid license number. So license number, so based on our parameters configuration, system will be able to find valid license. If system finds license, then you are good. If system does not find license, then what it does? It will block your document. So it means that unless you have license, you cannot move your shipment. It means you cannot create delivery. So overall compliance management is telling us that we need to be compliant. We need to follow rules, regulations of customs authorities. But still you have not shipped your goods. Still your shipment is at your location only. So just to make sure you have valid license. The country whom you are exporting is not part of embargo. The person or the organization with whom to whom you are going to sell is not part of SPL. It means you are compliant. That is part of compliance. But when everything is fine, then you thought of to ship your goods. So you created urban delivery post goods issue. Your vehicle started moving. So that is where customs management comes into picture. When we declare our shipment to customs authorities, so with the help of customs management, we can declare our shipment to customs authorities with the help of export declaration. Or while importing, with the help of import declaration, we can check our document. We can communicate our document to our customs authorities. And once they will approve, so once we get approval, acceptance from the customs authorities, it allows us to print one document. So you will print out that document and you will hand over it to your driver. So that driver at the border, he will show this document. Then no issue. Easily without any problem, your shipment can cross the borders. That is where customs management comes into picture. So generally compliance management and customs management are good enough to do your business legally. But risk management is something extra. That is, apart from that, to get some kind of benefit from the government authorities, trade agreement, we use preference management or restitution for agriculture-related products or LOC, something kind of guarantee document. We are using risk management. So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tiwari. I got it clear.
Yeah, Vijanchal, one question. Is it external services management module is there? No, that is a submodule order maybe in MM. Can it be mapped to the GTS? That services in the international level? That suppose.
What is it?
You got it?
External system?
External services management means you are talking about the goods only. The product are goods. We are import and export goods. Okay. For services also can be mapped to GTS. That is external
Yeah.
service means.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah, service means, I mean, it's not, if not physical goods, you mean to say.
Acha. Okay. Service also can be mapped. Okay.
Yes. For service also we can map. Yeah.
Okay.
The person whom you are giving service, they should not be part of this.
Yes. That's true.
So only there won't be delivery.
Yes. That's true. That also can be maintained in the GTS, right? Okay.
Yeah. Any other question?
Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi Vidyanchal. So I wanted to ask that whenever any good is getting transferred, means it is shipped. So like you said, like it is always it is always the electronic transfer. There is no physical paper transfer, right? So what all the things that they check, means like in the customs management you said this all will be checked after all the compliance management things, like the sanction party list, embargo and legal control, it is clear, and then the custom declaration document is created, then what all will be checked, and at the country level, means at the entry of the country?
Yeah, good question. So like suppose, let's say you are exporting to US, then we should have all valid documents like shipper's letter of instruction, commercial invoice. We should have packing list document. So we need to print those documents from our SAP GTS system. Once we get acceptance from the customs authorities, then system will allow us to print those documents. So those documents we will printing and we will be hand over it to our driver. So based on country to country requirement, we will be printing those documents and that we will be displaying them.
Oh, no, I didn't get you. One is the customer declaration document, then another is
customs. See, customs declaration is one of the document which if we create a billing document in ECC, it will create a customs export declaration. Via customs export declaration, in a customs export declaration, you will have each and every detail like country of departure, destination, value, each and every detail whatever are required.
Bill of lading and all the part material and all things.
Yes. Yeah. So what will do, you will send that particular customs export declaration to your customs authorities via electronically. You will send via GTS. Once we get acceptance in the form of inbound IDOC, then you will be printing some other document. At border, you don't show export declaration. At border, you need to show related countries document like bill of lading, shippers letters of instructions, commercial invoice. So, but when you can print only once your customs export declaration is accepted by respective customs authorities.
Okay. Yeah, so as an SD consultant, sorry. Yeah, I was just one more question. So as an SD consultant, after the custom authorities has given us the approval, do we also means take care, or a GTS consultant, about this bill of label, commercial invoice and all these things, or we don't take care of this?
No. We only need to take care. Being a GTS consultant, we need to make sure that once we get acceptance from the customs authorities, we are able to take print out of those documents. If system is not printing those documents, it means we have some issue. We need to check the system. What is the issue?
How do we print? How do we take the printout of those documents, and then to whom?
No. In customs management, we will have some messages. M message, I message, print message. M message presents your outbound message. I message means inbound message from customs authorities. Let's say we got acceptance. So in the form of I, like I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is an inbound message which shows that shipment is accepted. As we will get acceptance, immediately our print message will also be enabled. And apart from Mr. Everyone can go on mute, please. Apart from Mr. So once we'll get acceptance from the customs authorities, then automatically all print message will be enabled. So it will allow to take printout in GTS system itself.
Okay. Automatically, this all will be enabled. So do we need to do some kind of controls or settings?
Configuration. Yes.
Configurations, yes.
Configuration, we need to do configuration.
Okay. Okay. And then to the customs authorities, how we will give this physical printouts? Means to how we will give this valid documents?
So valid documents means we hand over this document to our driver. I mean, when we get acceptance, then only usually we ship our goods.
So who are these drivers?
To our customs authority. Driver means the one who you are taking your goods, like any any pipe order or anyone who is taking your goods to your customer location.
Okay. I got it. Thank you so much.
No problem. Other question?
Yeah, Vidyachal, Shankar here. So just to understand the complete process as an overview. So from ECC, we trigger the data to GTS, right?
Yeah.
And GTS validates and put a block based on some checks. So where GTS is checking whether these data are incorrect. Say, for example, this customer is not a legal person or blacklisted customer, or whether I have the valid license, where GTS interacts to check the data and send the response back.
After creating customs document, once your customs document is created, system will find one particular object that is called legal regulation. So based on legal regulation, your different application area will be enabled. Like if it is first, it will check embargo. So what legal regulation we are using? So based on whatever configuration we have done, what master data we will maintain, if system finds that your country of destination is part of embargo, it will block your transaction. If your country of destination is not part of embargo, it won't block. Then it will go to SPL. First, it will find legal regulation. Then, based on legal regulation, after finding legal regulation only, it will screen your business partners with your SPL list. If it's based on configurations, if it finds some kind of match, then it will block your document. If there is no any match, again that also be released. Third, if you go to legal control, that is license. So it will check whether all system is able to find valid license or not. If system finds valid license, then it will not block, it will release. If system is not able to find license, like in our case, we've seen this. So what example we have seen, we observe that system is not able to find license due to some issue. So in this case, system will block your transaction. If system find license, then it won't block and it will your document will be released.
Yeah, so clear Vidyachal. So what I'm asking is, let's take the SPL checks. Okay. So the customer is blacklisted. So in GTS, how does the GTS know that this customer is blacklisted?
So that's it.
So does
we are
this
getting.
GTS will interact with any other external system to know, yes, this customer in this country is a blacklisted one, so don't allow something like that.
So we need to collect data from data providers. In market, we have some data providers like MK Data. MK Data is responsible to give all those data. So we need to receive those data. Once we'll receive data, then we need to upload, let's say, SPL list. In SPL list, there are thousands of entries which we receive from our data provider, and we will be uploading to our SAP GTS system. And once we will upload, it means then that will be available.
Excellent. Okay, so that is what I was missing. So all these data which we receive from the external providers will have to be uploaded in GTS before we send any fee. Okay, and that holds true for even embargo and legal control as well, Vidyachal?
So for embargo, we don't need any kind of data because it's based on country to country. Like suppose for India, we cannot trade with Libya, we cannot trade with Syria. So we need to check our customs authorities. We need to visit our portal, and then we'll come to know that yes, we cannot trade with Syria. So for them, we need to maintain them as a master data. And once master data is activated, system won't allow. If master data is available, it won't allow.
Okay. Yeah. And
so
this
Vidyachal, do we need to validate this data from the MK data with the client also? MK data providers with the client also, do we validate and then we upload it in the GTS system?
Validation is nothing. What validation? they are responsible to provide us data. Once we receive data, then directly we'll upload in our SAP ECC. SAP GTS system. But again, there is one person or organization X, which is a part of SPL, right? And suppose tomorrow government has removed that block. I mean, now they are not part of SPL. So of course, then we can do business. So SPL, so MK data. I mean, this is one of the data products. There are many data products: MK data, Descartes, Customs Info. There are many data products. So what they do, they collect data from each and every country's customs authorities. Okay, so like in US, it's a state of government of states who are responsible to publish your terrorist organizations. So they will be collecting data from Department of States. Similarly, we have some more customs authorities, government agencies who will be publishing this sanctioned list. So MK data or any data product will be accumulating those data, they will be collecting, and they make it a single file. And company client has subscribed to that. So every time whenever they create new data, so we get notified that new data is available. So we also need to upload updated data as well.
Okay, how do we do that in system? If possible, can you show, or else next session is also fine.
That, yeah, of course I'll show, and at high level I'll explain you.
Okay.
Yeah, Vindhyanchal, just one question related to this blocking thing. So whenever an order is blocked, say consider a case when purchase order is creating by a bad job. So how will I, being the planner or buyer, will be notified? Is there any standard way that a notification is sent from GTS? Mm-hmm.
So no. So we don't need to inform buyer or seller. So we are the owner of this GTS system, right? So we are owner means like we need to configure the system in such a way that if my document is blocked due to embargo or SPL or license, if our document is blocked, system allow to send a mail notification to list of users, so that we have one standard functionality. Once we do that, so if your document goes on block, he will get a mail immediately, like a compliance manager or trade manager will receive an email stating that this document is on block, this business partner is on block.
Okay, so we'll do that configuration maybe in further sessions, right? Vindhyachal, you'll show that, right?
Yeah, I'll show you. I won't be able to cover each and every point, but yes, I'll show you.
Okay, thank you, Vindhyachal.
Yeah, Vindhyachal, I have a scenario where I'm moving my goods from Finland to Denmark via Sweden. So how will I handle this in GTS? What are the documents I need to prepare and submit to the respective customs of respective country goods from Finland to Denmark?
So first you need to decide which country customs authorities you are declaring your shipment. If it is going as some other country, then first you need to decide. And obviously, goods crosses many countries, but it doesn't mean that we need to take action. But might be you can say that my company code is in India, my plant is in some other country, and that plant belongs to this company code of India. Then what? Then in that case, we will be declaring our shipment to Indian customs authorities. So in your case, we need to decide for which country customs authorities we are going to declare. And based on that country rules regulation, we need to present shipment. Hope this is clear.
Yeah, I understand. You are saying that the country of destination is the country in which you have to declare your declaration. But if it crosses some other country, in those countries will they not ask you what is your shipment related to? And
no. So GTS just bothered about country of departure and destination.
I hope if it is through a land travel, if it crosses a border of a particular country, then you may need
we need to present the same shipment, same documents which we have declared to our customs authorities, and they will, by seeing that document, they will allow, because they know that this shipment is not going to this country, it is going to some other country.
Okay, because
because I heard that when you are crossing a border of a different country to a different destination, then the MRN number should be shared with that particular country which you are crossing.
No, we will have only one MRN number. We cannot use more than one MRN number for a transaction. GTS system is not having any provision where we can have more than one MRN number. We will have only one and one registration number.
Of course, I understand that this MRN number is only one single MRN unique number which will be passed on to the customs.
So just we need to say that in your case it comes route determination. So if route is in this way, that it will show that my route is from this country to this country to this country. But just we need to bother about departure and destination.
Because suppose if it is a logical organization, a logistics organization, they may have one compartment in which many of the goods from many different sellers to many buyers in different countries will be there. So when they are declaring for a particular customs in a particular country, they the customs may require to analyze all the entire compartment. That's what I was.
Okay, still let me check.
Vijyanjal?
Yeah.
Vijyanjal? Hello?
Yes.
Do you know that World Trade Organization, that is GATT, G-A-T-T, General Agreement of Tariffs and Trade, that is international trade. So that can be managed through GTS also. There will be actually there will be country to country, there will be agreements will be there, that is called international trade agreements. So it is being created by the World Trade Organization under with the name of GATT, the General Agreement of Tariff and Trade. So have you come across in this anytime this?
So this comes under preference management, if I understood correctly your question. So like what, let's say NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement, or
yes,
ASEAN,
correct.
ASEAN, right? So yes, this is part of trade preference management, where usually if suppose let's say India and US, if these two countries are part of one trade agreement, so if you are importing something from US, or if in US they are importing something from India, we are not paying import duties or taxes, or we are paying very less import duties or taxes.
Yes. There will be trade agreements will be there between the states, called that one country to that country. Yeah. So that means this GTS is very well, is very advanced. I think it will is very much useful for international trade. It's very good.
That is why, I told it's a beautiful system. And as of now, there is no any other system which can compete SAP GTS.
It is not only limited to the product based that is import and export. In the international level, this GTS international trade, it is very much useful. Very good, this module.
Any other question? So we already almost around 3 years. Any other question?
Tomorrow what will be the H4 scenario we are going to explain? Tomorrow what is the session?
So tomorrow I think I'll be able to finish. So tomorrow I just want to show you how SQL is working, how embargo is working, how license is working. So just I'll explain you at high. I'll create some transaction to show.
But really, it is a great thing, Vijyanchal. You are giving so much time to with your it is really appreciable. Giving the sharing the knowledge to that all.
My pleasure.
It's really great.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, then if any of you have any questions, so make a note. Tomorrow again we can discuss. Let's connect by same time, and then we'll continue.
Yeah, Vindhyachal, one last question. What is this product classification in the customs management?
So still I suggest you, let's please wait for some minutes.
Sure, sure. Yeah, but thank you so much
Definitely
for the.
I'll explain you. No,
Okay, then.
Thanks, thanks
Yeah,
Vidyachal for the
thank
great
you.
session.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you so
helpful.
much.
This conference will now be recorded.